John,
Thanks.
I'll come to you next.
Okay, thanks a lot, Sarah. The president's tweet today, does it help his legislative agenda? Does it help him win the votes of those 9 senators who've come out against that Senate bill? Senator Collins, Senator Murkowski, for instance. What's your view on that?
Again, I think we're just looking for new ways to rephrase this question. The president was attacked. He responded. There's nothing more I have to add than that. John, busy.
As to his legislative agenda, I'm not asking about the tweet
Look,
itself.
I think the president
I'm asking about whether or not this helps his legislative agenda.
I think the president would love for us all to focus on the legislative agenda a whole lot more. You look at the coverage over the last month of the extended period between May and June, all of the major networks, if you look at their coverage and what they're talking about, they spent 1 minute in the evening newscast talking about tax reform, 3 minutes on infrastructure, 5 minutes on the economy and jobs, 17 minutes on health care, and 353 minutes attacking the president and pushing a false narrative on Russia. I mean, look at that in comparison. If you guys want to talk about legislative agenda and focus on policy and priorities, you guys get to help set that table. And 353 minutes of attacks against the president and driving a false narrative, and 1 minute on tax reform. That's over the course of a month. That's incredible. The numbers, guys, the numbers don't lie. The media's focus on priorities, they don't line up with the rest of America. Right now, we've got our economy's growing, the stock market's up, unemployment is down, jobs are back, and ISIS is on the run. America is winning, and that's what we'd like to talk about. But you guys constantly ignore that narrative. Go ahead, John.
All of those points that you make, Sarah, about the positive
John?
elements of what the president's agenda are certainly true. All of those things are true. But the president today put out this tweet which takes away from all of that. And you expect us here in this room to simply ignore that? I think that's the valid question that should be asked of you right now. Should we just ignore this entirely?
I think he's put out a number of tweets on health care, on the immigration bills that'll be in the House today, but that's not being talked about. That's not being asked about. But the discrepancy, again, 353 minutes. You can't say that you want to talk about policy, and then you look at the numbers, and they just don't lie. You can't expect for that amount of attack and intensity to come on a president and him to never respond. John Gizzi. I said